Centaur, your kind of company.
Tonight on Ctv3 News, Prime Minister John Briceño speaks on the death of Belize's head of state, Queen Elizabeth II. With the Queen's death, will there be a change in Belize's currency, and will we remain under the British monarch? And we bring to you the launching of the Adolescent Health National Strategic Plan. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Friday, September 9th, 2022.
Speed. Everyone wants more. Internet is more than speed. That's why Centaur's Internet Express offers you wall-to-wall coverage with its Wi-Fi extender. Just plug and surf. Stay connected as you move around your home with Centaur's Wi-Fi extender. Can your internet do that?
Centaur, your kind of company.
Ever since I was a kid, I've dreamt of going to Mars. You can keep my dream alive.
Come with me. You cannot, under any circumstances, leave my room, okay? Only for 35 days.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
Es un hecho que tu crédito dura más con Smart. Durante estos tiempos, todos buscamos cómo minimizar nuestros gastos y ahorrar a lo máximo. Con Smart, lograr esto es fácil. Es un hecho que con Smart su crédito dura más. Puede llamar de Smart a Smart y de Smart a Digital sin discriminar al proveedor, usando su crédito promocional. Mientras que con el otro proveedor solo puede usar su crédito promocional para llamar a Digital. ¿Qué significa esto? Su crédito promocional, ya que viene gratis al hacer sus recargas en temporadas de Double Ups, le otorga llamadas gratis a cualquier número nacional. Sigue con Smart y ahorra más dólares.
I met Alex on the plane. When I woke up in the morning, he was so alive.
I think they know you're lying.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
Get her off that stage.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
Tonight we're really late.
I was so much fun since this pandemic forced us on lockdown and like my online classes have been so stressed
Oh my
out.
God.
And I bet you're glad that you finally get out.
Yes, that's true. And that girl, you will let loose. I never did expect that from you. Oh, Melanie.
Well defended again by Beverly.
Everyone, look at that strong.
George the drive and the finish. Posting up Marcus Morris.
My gosh. Looked like Kobe hit him real hard. My gosh, Melanie. Now you the top.
4 minutes and 7
You see what I mean? The married life. She can even enjoy her friends like in a peace.
Mind your business. Someday you might find a great guy too.
Exactly. Well, I still kind of have a crush party here, cousin. Oh, no, remember the one where I danced with at the wedding?
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Yeah, well, I would have go pal up down with you any day.
Anyways, when you don't cause enough trouble for one night, make her walk on the out.
Alright.
Now I believe I have to go to that place at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, morning. Morning. Your friend Melanie bring this for you on the way to work? Take it. Check it. You have to be more appreciative. You got some nice friend. And remember, nothing never happened last night, right? Right?
I love you, Jack. You have to do this for you. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Your future self will thank you.
No. I need help.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, women and girls were at the highest risk of suffering domestic violence. Domestic violence involves violence between any member of the same household. It can happen to females or males, young or old. However, the evidence has shown that women and girls face the greatest risk. That risk has heightened due to the impacts of the pandemic, including job losses, mounting stress, and restrictions to movement and recreation. We can all help to combat violence against women and girls during the COVID-19 pandemic. Just like Melanie did, you can reach out to someone who is struggling and help them to find a way out. It is never easy, but together we can fight this. Belize will not be safe until its women are safe. Secure Belize.
I'm always on the go, and the country is my home. So when I want to get away from it all, I immerse myself with my favorite movies, all from the new Smart Stream app. It's easy to use this service. Purchase your movies from the app and use your mobile data, Smart Stream data packages, or smart broadband to stream and enjoy. Be like me and stream on the go with Smart Stream.
Ever since I was a kid, I dreamt of going to Mars. You can keep my dream alive.
Come with me. You cannot, under any circumstances, leave my room, okay? Only for 35 days.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
When I woke up in the morning, he was so alive.
I think they know you're lying.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
Get her off that stage.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with Centaur, your kind of company.
Jackie, let's go for ice cream. And remember, if your mom hears about this, Emil will get her share too. Hey, Jack. How about you and Uncle Jay pair a little game?
No, Uncle, I don't like your games.
Well, that means I'll have to start playing with little Amy then.
No, not Amy. I'll play with you.
That's my baby girl.
Sexual violence against children can cause lifelong harm and suffering, which may often be hidden. Too many survivors of sexual violence are re-victimized, even by the very people who are supposed to love and protect them. The restrictions put into effect during the COVID-19 pandemic made it even more challenging for people to report acts of sexual violence. It is never too late to speak up and to seek help you or a loved one may need. Sexual violence may breed a vicious cycle of domestic violence, and its effects can span generations. Girls who experience sexual violence as children are also at higher risk of staying in situations of domestic violence. Belize will not be safe until its women are safe. Secure Belize.
Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Joanna Rodriguez. The passing of Queen Elizabeth on Thursday has undoubtedly spread grief amidst the world, including here in Belize and 14 other Commonwealth countries. Her Queen's death has, however, also brought about various questions, especially for Commonwealth countries, of which Belize is a part of. One of the first concerns is the matter of whose face will appear on the Belizean dollar bills now that the Queen has passed, or if there is a need for change altogether. Today, the media spoke to the governor of the central bank, Kareem Michael, about this matter, particularly about the concerns being shared in the public domain about a possible devaluation of the Belizean dollar following the Queen's death.
Primary reason of what makes money money is that it's a medium of exchange. And within that, it has to be a unit of account and has some store of value. So right off the bat, there's nothing in there that says a picture, whether human or of an animal, we have tapir, we have a jaguar, gives it value. So the concern by the public right off the bat should be dismissed right off the bat. When we look at a medium of exchange, what we're establishing here is a replacement of that barter system. So I'm telling you that within this paper instrument, I am giving you something in exchange for something else, which comes from a policy decision. The Central Bank of Belize Act establishes in law that our currency is valued at a 2-to-1 exchange rate. Specifically, that $1 of our currency is 50 cents American. So it is anchored within that I am able to say or use this paper dollar to go to the store and exchange it for something else of value. And that is simply it. Nothing to do with the features on the currency. Central bank has to hold external assets, the US dollars, the world reserve currency, no less than 40% of all the currency and notes in circulation, plus what it holds on its balance sheet for customers of the bank. If you take a look, and this is readily available on the website, our latest monetary aggregates, which is, I believe, the 24th of August, you will see that number is well above that 40% threshold. It's almost close to 68%. So it's essentially saying that our reserves, which is somewhere around $900 million dollars, surpasses that minimum threshold of 40%. That gives you an indication where that currency and notes in circulation plus demand deposit liabilities and time deposit liabilities of the customers of the central bank. Why? Because we want to maintain that convertibility. If there's too much money in the system, it creates pressures for us in terms of convertibility. And so these are the rules built into how we maintain that 2-to-1 exchange rate. And of course, there are other economic indicators widely used by the Bretton Woods institutions, which are your money import. If Belize dollar isn't widely accepted, we must convert US dollars for the import of a significant portion of our economic machinery.
As it relates to the matter of removing the Queen's face from the Belizean dollar, the governor says that the Central Bank of Belize Act stipulates that that decision, quote, shall be determined by the bank with the approval of the Minister of Finance. Despite this, however, the governor says that there is no haste in replacing the Queen's image from our Belizean notes at this time.
As far as should we take on the exercise? No, we don't have an estimate. Largely, what goes into the cost of our notes are the number of security features which we want to put on the notes. And that's I think right now we have 7 things, and we have advisory out on what to look for in knowing your currency. And I think this runs every quarter, if I believe, so you can look out for those. But it largely depends on those features and the quality of the paper which we use, because we want to avoid, or we have to avoid, counterfeiting. At our last assessment, out of that total amount of notes and coins in circulation, only 1% or under 1% of our notes and coins have been counterfeited. That's our statistics, well below critical thresholds of between 5 and 10%. So right now there is very little need for us to add or remove from the costs of our notes because of the security features, because it's allowing us a very small volume of counterfeit. I don't believe, and it is the central bank's position, that with the Queen's death, and this has to be clearly stated, it doesn't change at all, and this has to be emphasized, the fact that these notes and coins in circulation, which is only the central bank has the right to issue these as legal tender, changes it from being legal tender. Doesn't at all. I mentioned earlier that past presidents, past heroes are on a number of national issued currencies across jurisdiction. But if that decision were to be made, you are looking at a significant cost and a long drawn out process to change the family of notes currently in circulation.
One matter which Governor Michael says is of concern, however, is the level of unawareness by the Belizean population as it relates to the Belizean currency and the laws that govern it. This, according to Michael, has raised the need for public education from the central bank.
Some of these comments.
The central bank needs to do more in terms of public education. That was my first and foremost reaction. And second to that, and this interview is extremely helpful and useful in relaying that public education, is the context of how we got here. And there are several publications that can help. And so it will be useful to have more educational series that could shed some light on this. But when there's a reaction, and such a strong reaction, maybe I should take that back, from people that have been interviewed, and there was obviously cases where there was a misunderstanding, you could see if that becomes widespread, that it could have a serious impact in monetary and even financial stability, in that the masses of people then begins to look at the currency as if it is, or the notes, as if it has lost value because of the Queen's death. And that cannot be the case. Remember, what we are pegged to, what we are tied to, is the US dollar. And there are economic underpinnings to that based on our trading and the way our economy is constructed. And on top of that, there are rules built into the central bank, which keeps the central bank in check to maintain that store of value and that medium of exchange property of its money.
Belize is currently in an official period of mourning following the passing of Queen Elizabeth. In an official statement on Thursday, Prime Minister John Briceño ordered that all national flags be flown at half-mast from today until her funeral on September 18, 2022. In an interview with the media today, Prime Minister Briceño reiterated his condolences to the royal family on the Queen's passing.
But like our Belizeans, we were shocked. We knew it was coming, but nobody expected to happen so fast. I mean, just on Monday, she met with the past Prime Minister and now the present Prime Minister. And then to find out that 4 days later, she is dead. We are all grateful, I mean, for the work that Queen Elizabeth II has done for 70 plus years as the Queen of England and the Commonwealth. Is the only queen that Belize have known since 1981. She visited Belize twice, and people were excited about her visit. So we are saddened by her death, and we certainly, I take the opportunity on behalf of all Belizeans to express our deepest condolences to the family, to King Charles III. And his entire family on the loss of not only the Queen of England and the Commonwealth, but of a mother and a grandmother.
Also addressed concerns which the Queen's passing has brought to light as it relates to Belize's position on keeping the new king as our head of state.
First of all, it is something that I would have to get advice from the Attorney General. But probably the best way to explain or to answer your question is to say that we have just appointed a constitutional committee, or commission, sorry. We hope to have House meeting on Friday, next week Friday, to finalize the legislation and to get the work of that commission going. And we're hoping now that they will be able to listen to our citizens to see what ideas that they have, whether should we stay with now the king as the head of state, should we change the system of governance, should we come up with a totally new constitution, should we make amendments to the constitution. We want to hear from our people. So I believe that from that standpoint, I believe that we need to allow the process to be able to work. But what I was quickly told is that we can make a simple amendment to a constitutional amendment. I think we need a 2/3 majority to be able to change that. So if it comes that it has to be done legally, then we could go to the House and get a vote to change from her to his.
King Charles III delivered his first speech as the monarch of the United Kingdom Friday, and by his side was a photo of his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, smiling in a bright blue outfit. The pre-recorded speech took place at Buckingham Palace less than a day after the death of the Queen and the end of her 70-year reign. Charles III pledged to serve with loyalty, respect, and love.
As the Queen herself did with such unswerving devotion, I too now solemnly pledge myself, throughout the remaining time God grants me, to uphold the constitutional principles at the heart of our nation. And wherever you may live in the United Kingdom, or in the realms and territories across the world, and whatever may be your background or beliefs, I shall endeavor to serve you with loyalty, respect, and love, as I have throughout my life. In a little over a week's time, we will come together as a nation, as a commonwealth, and indeed a global community, to lay my beloved mother to rest. In our sorrow, let us remember and draw strength from the light of her example. On behalf of all my family, I can only offer the most sincere and heartfelt thanks for your condolences and support. They mean more to me than I can ever possibly express.
Today, Prime Minister John Briceño expressed confidence that King Charles will be able to swerve with grace and humility.
Well, I think that if he were to follow the example of his mother, who served selflessly for 70+ years, and he has had a first-hand look at what his mother was doing, I have every confidence that he'll be able to serve not only with grace but also with humility, and to be able to lead, especially the United Kingdom during these turbulent times. So I wish him well. He has been understudying his mother for decades, and I do have every confidence that he'll be able to serve the people in the United Kingdom and also the Commonwealth countries.
What do you know?
The Office of the Prime Minister informs that a book of condolence will be open for members of the public who wish to pay their tribute and respect to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. The book will be accessible at the House of Culture, niche on Regent Street in Belize City from Monday, the 12th of September to Friday, the 16th of September 2022 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. St. Francis Xavier Credit Union remains under the curator of the Central Bank of Belize. This is after a number of issues erupted back in the month of June, ending with the suspension of a number of employees and even backed up by many reports of misappropriation. The central bank has found the need to set policies of its own at the institution.
They are still under enhanced supervision, and we are considering other remedial actions. Last week, we issued a series of follow-up actions or corrective actions that the board of St. Francis must execute within a certain time frame. And we have also commenced another on-site examination of St. Francis. That's where we are right now. In our general oversight and surveillance of credit unions, we assess different aspects of what a licensee should have, minimum standards across, let's say, loans, across governance, across AML CFT, across the audit function. And we make a determination whether or not there are weaknesses that exist. We also take a look at financials. Now, one has neither of these things can be looked at in isolation or should be looked at together. The central bank holds the discretion, depending on the degree of these weaknesses, to decide whether or not an institution can deal or should be, with the central bank's help, a little bit of hand-holding. And that's what we're doing. Now, what triggered this, of course, is what you saw in the run-up to the AGM 2 months prior. And it is something that has been sort of part of the history of St. Francis, which has repeated itself. And so we were obviously concerned that when I say 1 strike, 2 strike, 3 strikes, he might be out, that this repeated pattern could actually be to the detriment of the customers and depositors and members of the credit union itself.
Coming up next, the launching of the Adolescent Health National Strategic Plan. Stay tuned. What is Amnesty 2022? An opportunity for undocumented immigrants living in Belize. Belize wants to help you to live freely and continue contributing to those communities you and your family now call home by offering a pathway to permanent residency. Why should you apply? In doing so, you remove barriers and reduce the difficulties faced living as an undocumented immigrant. Applying is easy. Go online to www.immigration.gov.bz for more information. Find out if you qualify, how to apply, what documents you need, and how to book your appointment. Be prepared. The registration period will be from the 2nd of August to the 30th of November 2022. Belize Amnesty 2022. Let's continue to build Belize together.
It's the biggest water foam and big party to ever hit Orange Walk. It's on those. It's all going down September 10th at the Orange Walk People Stadium, starting from 2 p.m. until midnight. Enjoy maximum pain, maximum water, and maximum foam, all powered by Bear Deep. So just make that. Sound system powered by the mighty Hyper Sound. Entertainment by Belize's best. DJ Dalla, Mr. Flavor, Exclusive Sound, Action One Sound, Marine Sound, Generation 2 Sound, DJ Josh, DJ Love, and Cash King. Every guy beat up. The headliner for the night, the best band in the land. It's the TLC band, the Misfit. And start shaking it. Get your pre-sold tickets for only $20. $20 and $30 at the door. This event is sponsored by the Belize Tourism Board, Digi or National Telecom, Sector 9, Center, Cable Network, Hypersound, L&R Liquors, the Jim Sports Bar and Grill, the Poison Apple, One of a Kind by Estelle, Orange Walk Town Council. Back it up, gal. Back it up, gal. Back it up, gal. Back it up, gal.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Today, students of Escuela Secundaria Técnica Mexico and Centro Escolar Mexico Junior College gathered at the institution's auditorium for the launching of the Adolescent Health National Strategic Plan 2019-2030. The document has been in the making since 2018 following consultations spearheaded by the Ministry of Health in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Human Development, and other partners such as UNICEF. The consultations focus on bringing together various stakeholders, particularly the adolescents, 422 of them, to address the issues affecting the youth.
Government line ministries and partners, including the UN agencies, prepared a situation analysis report on adolescent health in Belize, utilizing the Global Accelerated Action for the Health of Adolescents, known as the AAHA guidelines. This analysis was then presented to adolescents in each of the districts, and one national consultation was held in Belize City in 2018. At that session, there was representation from all 6 districts, adolescents in school and out of school, boys and girls, and all ethnicities. Each of the discussions were a full-day session where adolescents had the opportunity to summarize problems, and more importantly, they gave their recommendations on how to address the issues affecting them. So you gave your recommendations on how we can best address the issues affecting you. The development of the plan resulted in a wide range of service providers from government, non-government, and civil society organizations, as well as from more than 400 adolescents participating actively.
The vision of the Adolescent Health National Strategic Plan is to empower adolescents to reach their positive developments, and its mission is to obtain equitable opportunities for our youth through partnership. This will be accomplished through the 3 outcomes that are followed by 11 provisions.
The first provision is screened routinely for wellness, vaccines, preventable diseases, disabilities, and mental health disorder. The second outcome, every adolescent has a social security card, highly satisfied adolescents. We have provision 3, access to appropriate health care, including mental health services. Provision number 4. Receives adequate information and mentoring about the options available for their future and facilitates transition to employment, including job searches and preparation. Outcome 1, access to quality service and highly satisfied adolescents. Outcome 2, access to positive, cognitive, sexual, and social information and physical activity. And outcome 3, healthy, nurturing, and safe environments promoted by all at community level.
Economic status, poverty, mental, physical, and sexual health, as well as crime and other social ills are among a list of issues affecting adolescent health in Belize and the world. All of these put them at risk of developing non-communicable diseases. With the strategic plan now available, youths have the power to demand access to information and quality services as they transition from childhood to adulthood.
Today, I am proud that us, UNICEF, together with my colleagues from UN agencies, we can join the government of Belize to launch the first ever National Adolescent Health Strategy for this country. I think it's a good place to give yourself a hand. Data shows that when we consolidate our development agenda for every nation, the missing piece is the 10 to 19. Adolescents face multiple barriers in accessing healthcare and information, including in Belize. As was shared with you, this strategy seeks to address these barriers. It outlines 11 pillars on which the government and health partners will comprehensively address your needs. Today, UNICEF, together with its UN partners, commits to continue to support the health sector, implementing the national strategy for your growth and development. It is the right of every adolescent to have access to the highest attainable standard of healthcare. Today, we want to empower you that if you are exposed to gender-based violence, this strategy is here to support you. If you are struggling with mental health, you are going through anxiety, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling neglected, abandoned, this strategy is here for you. If you are struggling to get back into school after COVID, and you don't see yourself going back into the educational system, this strategy is for you. If you have been into early union or exposed to child marriage, and you're struggling and you think that you are in a violent relationship, and you want to move out and get back into school, get back into skills learning, this strategy is for you.
The Adolescent Health National Strategic Plan 2019-2030 was to be launched in 2020, but due to COVID-19, it was placed on halt. The Corozal Town Council today announced a major upcoming infrastructure works within that municipality. In the first instance, the Town Council is looking at 13 major streets which are in need of varying degrees of work. These works are expected to kickstart in the coming days with collaboration from the Ministry of Infrastructure, Development and Housing and the Belize Water Services. These works, according to Corozal Town Mayor Rigo Vellos, have been long overdue, and thus his team has made it a priority to ensure that the infrastructure needs of the town are addressed despite financial and operational limitations.
We have a preliminary list, a plan, of 13 streets. Like I said, a preliminary list of 13 streets that we intend to pave. This is a council that is very aware about the problems and the infrastructure situation that we have in Corozal Town. We're not a council that we want to ignore any of those issues. Therefore, we had our discussion and we came up with this preliminary list of 13 streets, and we're going about making sure that we deal with the issue with our resources, with the town council resources, with the taxes that the Corozalians pay, in making sure that we give the proper maintenance and we pave these streets. And for the moment, we're looking at paving manually. We have gotten the technical support from Arinjoa, who is a municipality well known for manual paving, and they have the experience. So we're getting technical support from them. We already tried 2 streets with our own workers, our own resources, our own machine, and we did those 2 streets. So that's a route that we want to go here in Corozal. We want to make sure that we hit the issue with the streets through manual paving. And we inform the community, we inform the Corozaleños, our Corozaleños, about what our intentions are when it comes to the streets, and to show that we're not ignoring it neither. No? So that is the plan that we have right now.
With technical assistance from the Orange Walk Town Council, Mayor Vea says his council has trialed manual paving on various streets and looks forward to continuing this form of work on major streets within the town.
These are priority areas, and if you notice, if we go through certain streets, for example, we have Bay Street. Bay Street is in Altamira, right? We're trying to see how we can solve the major problems in the area within town, right? We have a 3rd Street South, which is College Road, which is materials already went on it. It's pending for paving, right? That is a major street. It's used a lot by commuters. It is used a lot by the high school students. We have a new mall there. We have a new bank. So it is a very busy area, right? So that's how we went about making different streets a priority, right? And like I said, we're going through the different areas of the town. And I must share, Mr. Norma, that this is a process. It's not something that you do today and you pave tomorrow. It takes time, and of course we're battling Mother Nature, because we all know now we can have sunlight right now, and in half an hour it starts to rain. So we've been battling that issue with the weather also. By now we were hoping that we have done more streets, or at least started doing more, but because of the weather, it keeps us back. And apart from that, we are working very close together with BWS, and I can tell you that they're working extremely hard together with us in making sure that they also go in and do their work, because they have to change all these pipes, right? All the lines, and that will benefit the community, and that also takes time. So we're working close together with BWS. We inform them, we have shared the list with them. They go in, depending on priority. They go in and they do their work. Of course, they have to rip the streets. Digging has to happen because it's pipes underground, and that takes time also, right? So we are working together with BWS to make sure that they do their part, and then we go in and we fix, grade, and pave.
According to Mayor Veas, the council continues to lobby with central government for financial support and assistance for infrastructure works, but also calls on taxpayers to do their part. Surely,
I can tell you that all the funding is coming from our taxpayers, our own resources. Yes, we have had certain issues, machinery issues, and we lean over to a MIDH, which has also been working on us. I am very grateful and thankful to them that on the weekends they had made sure to come and give us a hand with machinery, because our machines are down right now. And also the whatever resources we have, we invested. We're trying to invest right back into the streets. I mean, this is a team effort. We have WASA, we have Town Council, we have MIDH, and we also have our taxpayers, our Corozaleños, who have to do their share. And hence the reason why I want to encourage them to be able to come in and pay their tax. That's the only way we can be able to move forward when it comes to the infrastructure. And WASA has a tremendous, they have a tremendous task in front of them now, changing all those asbestos pipes. It's very important for them and for the community, right? These are very extremely old pipes, and it's about time for it to be changed. So they're making sure that they coordinate with us, right? BWS, it's making sure that they come and coordinate with us, and that coordination has been very fruitful. We're working together in making sure that we have better streets in Corozal, right? So the resources that we have comes from the Town Council. Of course, we will always be requesting assistance from the government, right? Which once they come in and help, I know that the process will be a bit faster, right? We will have the resources and the finances that we need to invest within these streets, together with whatever revenues we collect at the Corozal Town Council. I know that economy is a bit bad, business is a bit bad in Corozal Town, but that is the reasons why, those are one of the reasons why we need to have good infrastructure, because we depend a lot on tourism, either local or international.
COVID-19 continues to infect people across the globe, and Belize is no exception. Although the number of patients infected and the hospitalization rate here in the country is low, the Ministry of Health and Wellness remains vigorous with its vaccination campaign.
We continue with the campaign. We have the virus with us. One of our invited guests to the ceremony today was diagnosed with COVID yesterday, so he couldn't reach. So it's present. And we continue to remind the public, get vaccinated, because we all know what happened with COVID. And when you're vaccinated, you have less risk for severe illness or complications. So why wait? I mean, the numbers are there. Luckily, it's low now, but that doesn't mean that we are free from COVID. It's like polio. I mean, the last case of polio was 1981 in Belize, but we continue to vaccinate. Why? Because any one case of polio in Belize is it's an outbreak, and the vaccine protects against polio. Well, in terms of, I think it was the smallpox. It took 40 years to eliminate smallpox, but with the increase in the uptake, that road to elimination of COVID is shorter. So the more we delay in getting vaccinated, more time we're going to have the virus circulating. We do have people going in for vaccines, and it's a low number, but the government have the responsibility to provide the vaccines over and over, I must say, because we have received more than 100% of what we need, but we're still offering that service.
In just a few hours, Belizeans across the country will celebrate the 224th anniversary of the Battle of St. George's Caye. In celebration of the event, official ceremonies will be held in all municipalities, including an official ceremony by government officials in Belize. As we head into the holiday weekend, today Corozal Mayor Rico Vellos is encouraging residents to celebrate in a safe and responsible manner.
I want to wish everybody a happy September celebration month. This is when we feel more Belizean than ever. I know I feel more Belizean than ever in September, right? I want to ask everyone to be responsible. We have to keep in mind that we are still battling this COVID-19, and we need to be responsible enough to make sure that we take care of one another. And also the drinking, if we drink, don't drive. Be very responsible with your family and friends. And the garbage has always been an issue whenever people tend to come together in different groups. I want to ask them to put the garbage in its proper place. We have bins all over the seaside, and I know that the seaside will be the main areas where people will gather. The bins are there for a reason. Let's use them. Let's be wise enough and put garbage in its place. Town Council will do its fair share, making sure that the garbage is picked to time. But we also have to do our part to make sure that we put the garbage on its proper place. So that's a message I want to give the people. Please put the garbage on the proper place. Be responsible. We still have COVID-19. If we drink, don't drive, and to enjoy the September time. Enjoy it with your family, enjoy it with your friend, right? And let's always remember it takes a community to build a community, right? And unity is the main ingredient for us to be able to go through this at 41 and beyond. So I'll ask everyone to keep united and have faith, that we will rebound at 41.
September 10 celebrations in Corozal will include official ceremonies and crowning of Corozal Queen of the Bay at Corozal Town Hall, starting at 10 a.m., followed by the Corozal Annual Regatta at Consejo Shores. Here in Orange Walk, residents are invited to be part of the celebration, starting with the Siren Parade tonight at 7 p.m., followed by Block Party at 9 at the Central Park. September 10th official ceremonies will take place at the Central Park starting at 3 p.m. September 8, 2022 marked a historic event and a forging of a business relationship between Belize and the state of Quintana Roo of the United Mexican States. Two memorandums were signed by Belize and Mexico. The first memorandum was signed between the Corozal Free Zone and the Chetumal Industrial Park to facilitate collaboration between the two investment schemes and to collaborate on attracting investment and markets. The second memorandum formalized the commitment between the Ministry of Finance, Economic Development and Investment of Belize and the Secretary of Economic Development of the State of Quintana Roo to establish a formal framework for inter-organizational technical cooperation and coordination, which will facilitate the implementation of activities to generate opportunities for investment and business, jointly develop regional investment programs and policies, promote investment opportunities through trade fairs, meetings, and exhibitions, promote cooperation in training and education for greater capacity building between institutions. These MOUs will open the door for more meaningful business collaboration between the private sectors of both parties, facilitating easier information sharing and providing greater business opportunities within a short time. These opportunities will range from tourism and cultural exchange to agro-industry, educational, customs services, and many more important business-related activities that closely link Belize and Quintana Roo. Honorary witnesses were the Prime Minister of Belize, Honorable John Briceño, and Governor Carlos Manuel Joaquin Gonzalez of the state of Quintana Roo. This historic signing is business-focused and will pave the way for collaboration well into the future. Prime Minister Briceño was joined by Honorable Jose Abelardo May, Minister of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise, Honorable Christopher Coy, Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance, Economic Development and Investment, Ambassador Stuart Leslie, Cabinet Secretary, Narda Garcia, CEO in the Office of Prime Minister, and for Finance and Investment, Mr. Servulo Baiza, CEO for Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise. His Excellency Oscar Arnold, Belize's ambassador to Mexico, and representatives of the Ministry of Investment, the Economic Development Council, and Beltrade. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Monday, September 12th here on Ctv3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, have a blessed and safe 10th of September. Thank you for watching and listening. Good night.